But let's talk about a little bit more country when it comes to Kyle Garrett. This latest single, High Livin'. Tell me about the inspiration behind it. It's one of my favorite songs you've ever done. It's a super feel-good, perfect time to drop it in the summertime. It makes you want to like be doing the hang with your homies, man.
Right.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, so the idea started over a decade ago. My band, I'm pretty lucky in the sense that the three guys that I play shows with, I've been making music with for over a decade, and they've all kind of had this thing. Anytime something good happens, they'll like lift their drink or whatever and say, "This is high living." So I always knew I wanted to write a song about that. That was kind of a unique phrase. I'd never really heard anybody else say that, and it can be interpreted in many ways. But then it kind of came to a head. I was in Steamboat at Music Fest in 2025, and I just kind of had this like come to Jesus moment. I was like, man, we've all worked so hard to get to do stuff like this. We're all surrounded by, like-minded creative people, but also just like all the homies. And I was like, for me, that's high living,
Right.
So that's where it all came together. I took it to my buddy Tim Lightyear, who produces all my stuff, and we finished the song and cut it, and man, it's been awesome. The response is crazy. We had a release show last weekend. Actually, we had two. We did one at Shady Acres here in Houston, and then Still Austin up in Austin, and it's been awesome, dude.
That's good. I wanted to talk to you about those shows. I'm glad they went well for you, man.
Yeah.
Also, it's you're one of those guys in the Texas country scene that you're everywhere, man. Mm-hmm. You're behind the scenes. You're on the stage. You're, working cameras, you're on camera. You really do so much, man. And I like to talk about that when I have artists that come in here and do that. What is your favorite part of all of that you do?
It's
because
funny.
you're so good at all of it.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm constantly telling myself that I want to do less of that, and then I try to scale it back, and then I end up picking up something else I wasn't doing beforehand. So I guess I'm just the kind of person that likes to stay busy and stay creative in all those, different avenues. But, I think maybe even as soon as like a year ago, I would have said the business side of it, almost like the sending emails, the grind of like trying to grow the business from like an admin standpoint.
The hustle.
Was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Man, we've really ramped up the full band shows in the last year. We're just, we're more busy. We're playing to better crowds. And that's the performances, at least right now, is what I'm enjoying the most. The booking's gotten a little easier, so it doesn't feel like as much of a grind, maybe. And so, yeah, this live performance thing is really, really been a lot of fun.
Is it fair to say that Kyle Garrett came out of a shell over the last 24 months?
Whoa.
Because I kind of feel like you have, man. Personality-wise, social media-wise, you're just smoking us every day with this awesome content. Yeah. The stuff that you did for the promo in High Livin' in the back of the box truck, killer.
Okay.
So cool, man.
Yeah, I've got a really good team around me. I'm a very social person when I'm around my people, but also, on that topic, I think this relates, but like the networking angle of this whole game we're playing is my least favorite part. I'm in rooms with people that could, advance my career in this or that way pretty constantly, and I'm just not the guy who's gonna go up and be like, "Hey, man, like I'm Kyle, let's talk about." I just don't care, man. So maybe it's hurting me in the long run, but like I'm kind of trying to carve my own path. I'm just putting out music that I think people will resonate with. But honestly, that doesn't even matter as much as like releasing songs that I want to listen to. So maybe I'm just like comfortable where I'm at. We're just having a lot of fun with the content. My buddy Shelton, Shelton's helping me with all that stuff, and it's just been fun, man. So I don't know. It seems to be working though. Like you said on socials, things are kind of clicking there too. So.
And you brought him up, so let's talk about it while we're talking about High Livin'. You did maybe one of, it's definitely a contender for video of the year for sure. And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. It was shot really well, directed really well. Tell me about the video. Tell the audience about the video, the concept, and the inspiration behind it.
I guess after this airs, it'll drop a few days after, so I'll go ahead and kind of tell.
Oh, is it not out yet? Oh, really?
Yes, it drops.
Oh, this is going to be so great. You got to go watch this video.
So basically, I think it was Shelton's idea. We wanted to kind of bring in like the nostalgia element, and obviously tie in some summer stuff because it's an upbeat summer song, but. I'm heavily influenced by like Blink-182 and those sort of like goofy run around, do dumb stuff music videos. And then it was Shelton's idea to bring in like an iconic movie scene, and I'm not sure how we landed on the Sandlot, the movie scene, you know, Wendy Peppercorn and the lifeguard stuff. So we basically tried to recreate that, and essentially the storyline is that mixed with, you know, the band having a good time, hanging out with the boys in summer. We're just splashing in the pool and drinking like Capri Suns and stuff. Yeah, man, and it was a crazy day. Like, it was a couple weeks ago, and it was storming and thundering.
And you shot it in Katy?
We shot it in the Memorial area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was like a Monday, right? Because all my guys have day jobs, and I live in Austin, so it was logistically a nightmare. But somehow we pulled it off. Everybody showed up at call time. We waited around for like 6 hours for there to be some sort of a gap in the rain, and then we like shot the whole thing in like a 20-minute window. And if you watch it, like, you'd never know that it wasn't like a summer, like hot, sunny day. So yeah, it was pretty cool, man. So
I wonder if that's why it turned out so special, because you had to get it done in that little time frame.
Yeah, I mean,
it seems like sometimes when you have to, you know, capture magic and you're put on the spot, you know.
Yeah.
It can go one of two ways, and luckily it went the right way this time.
I'm known in the band, at least, and probably most people that know me, to be a little rigid. So me having to sit around for hours and hours waiting for there to potentially be a chance to get this thing done, I was not in the brightest of spirits. So.
Really, I wouldn't think that. I want you to play High Livin' here, if you don't mind, in just a second. We're here with Kyle Garrett. Kyle Garrett sounds like Texas, man. Super excited to have you back in the studio. But when I worked with you, and you were, I don't even know I don't want to like disrespect you by the title that I would tell, you know, but you and Shelton ran cameras for me and audio for me at the music awards, the Texas Country Music Awards last year, and I had such a great time working with you. It was so fun, man. Yeah. Like you two cutting up the relationship. It was always fun, and you guys were always on point, and it was smooth, man. It was, so I don't get that vibe from you as being like a rigid kind of guy, but you know,
I think rigid in the sense of I'm just impatient. I don't like waiting, you know. So I'm the guy who shows up too early to everything and then gets anxious while I'm having to wait.
I just gave you a compliment earlier. I said, look, Kyle's not 35 minutes earlier. I can't. It's not that I can't stand it, but sometimes, you know, I come out from spring to get here, and it can take over an hour to get here. And I tell everybody we start at noon, and some people will hit me up at like 11:15. I'm like, dude, I just got on the freeway, you know, like, and we've been under construction for like 9 months here. So it's not like you can just hang out in the lobby. Until like last week, we didn't even have chairs out there. So, yeah, man, but I would love to get you to play High Livin'. Yeah. Can you talk to me? Like, it seems like every artist that sits in that chair, it seems like we're in a time where it's the singles game, right? You talk about the game, like everybody's dropping singles. I know that High Livin' is your latest single that came out a couple weeks ago on July 17th, but is it going to be included in any future album? Is there a bigger project for you, Kyle, right now?
Yeah, you know, as much as I could wish I could say yes, I don't think so, man. I am very much a records guy. Like, I do not listen to music unless I'm starting from track one on a record, even to this day. But, you know, I don't know. There's lots of factors. You know, what I've got going with Tim right now, my producer, is pretty magical. Anybody that, you know, I talk to about the way stuff's coming out of the studio with him is saying nothing but great things. So we're just banging out songs. You know, money's a factor. I don't really have the money to do a full record the way I'd like to. So we're just going in and do batches of 3 or 4 songs. But I think we've got another 4 in the can right now, and then I'm going to cut a couple more. So, yeah, I mean, I've got a steady stream of music coming out for the next 18 months or so.
Texas Country Network went live from the red carpet at the 2026 TCMA Industry Awards in the Fort Worth Stockyards. We caught up with the winners, the nominees, and the people working hard behind the scenes to keep Texas Country moving forward all year long. From career-defining wins and real conversations with people shaping the future of this industry, Texas Country Network gives you an all-access pass to one of the biggest nights in Texas music. And the celebration continues November 8th at Billy Bob's, Texas for the Texas Country Music Awards. Tickets are available now. For more information, visit texascountrymusic.org. Then watch every exclusive interview from this year's Industry Awards now on Texas Country Network. Subscribe on YouTube and stream TXCN free on Fire, Apple, and Roku TV.